Let's move on to a chart about a topic, an area in reality that branches metaphysics. And let's first talk about the mind-body problem, whose central question is, what kinds of beings are we that we can be conscious, we can do stuff, we can feel, hear? What kind of substances are we? Question that's been asked, perennial question in philosophy. Maybe some early on they might have assumed one answer was correct, or most people took one answer. But interesting question. What are we? How is it that we're conscious? We feel, we believe, we're different than the desks and chairs. Well, one answer to the question, or one set of answers, is something called, comes under a heading monism, that we're made up of one kind of thing. By contrast, the other position is usually that we're made up of two different kinds of things. And let's look at some of the details. Two different kinds of things, when they talk about, is we're a composite being made up of a physical body and a non-physical mind or soul. And it's this mind that we possess that gives us the ability to feel, think, and be morally responsible, be responsible for our actions. Now, on the monism side, that's on the monism side, there are two views. One is a view sometimes called physicalism, sometimes called materialism. And obvious from the name physical, material, we're just physical objects made of material things. If you think about it, maybe this is the position from Madonna's song a few years ago. She was a material girl living in a material world. You may never have thought that she was taking a position on metaphysics. She probably wasn't. So we're just material things. Materialism, physicalism, true. Now the other position, and this is the one that I sometimes have to get students to stay in the classroom and sit in their seats, because this one drives them nuts, is idealism. And if you think it kind of comes from the word idea, that is, everything is an idea, that the only things that exist are mental entities. All we are non-physical minds. We are just souls. There is no body. Now you say, this is crazy. How do you explain, what looks like physical stuff to us? That's actually a question in epistemology, in theory of knowledge, and admittedly difficult questions to answer, but they're probably difficult, or I shouldn't say probably, there are difficult questions to answer regardless of which position you take. But notice, all we're doing now is trying to map out the problem that we're talking about and map out the solution, because the next step in all this, once we understand what the problems are, the next step will be to decide how we decide which of these positions is right.